No surprise, it is still winter back home for myself. So to escape the snow, I decided to come on down to Bellingham, Washington, and also meet up with our guest today, Hannah Bergman. Super pumped. She is one of the most stylish, confident, and humble freeride pros out there. And she's gonna give us a little bit of time today to check in on her bike. She just got back from Freeride Fiesta, so I wanna know how she was running that TR11.
Yeah, we're back in the PNW where it's quite a bit wetter than it was in Mexico. And today I'm just gonna give you a quick preview on the day in the life here in Bellingham. We'll do a little digging and some riding. Should be fun.
Sick, stoked, Hannah, let's go. Fresh back from Freeride Fiesta, Hannah, how was that for you?
Freeride Fiesta was super fun. It was my first year going this year, and it was a blast. It's hosted by my teammate, Johnny Salido, down in Guadalajara, Mexico. And super good vibes.
Nice. Those were some of the biggest jumps I have ever seen riders hitting. How did that go for you? Did it feel pretty good?
It was pretty good, yeah. It was definitely intimidating, a little scary at first, like showing up in a new place and having to figure out some brand new jumps that are massive, but once you figured it out, they were super fun and we were cruising laps.
Yeah, and there was a big turnout. It seemed like the roster this year was massive and a huge women's turnout too, so that was really cool to see.
Definitely. The first year there was only one woman, which was Chelsea, and this year I think there were like 7 maybe, so definitely a way bigger turnout, and it was super rad to get to shred with all those ladies.
So sick. So how is it going down there for something like that in January when it's been an unusually wintry winter down here in Bellingham?
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't get much riding in prior to the event, so I tried to get a couple days on the bike before I left, but didn't have a ton of time, especially not a lot of time hitting big jumps. So then to go down there a little rusty, jumping into it was a little scary, but made it work, came back.
I love it. She's adapting.
Yeah.
You can just do those sorts of things when you have enough experience.
Yeah.
And how was your winter overall? I mean, Bellingham was getting tons of rain. It got tons of snow in town as well. How did that work out for you?
Yeah, we typically don't get a ton of snow in town. We are pretty close to Mount Baker, so I go up there and ski in the winter, but this year we had snow all the way in town, so I actually did some skiing in town, which was super fun. Took a little break from riding, which was pretty fun also. It's good to take a little break every once in a while and reset.
Nice. And what is just kind of your ski background for the folks at home that don't know?
Yeah, I actually was really into park skiing in high school and competed in like slopestyle and rail gyms, and rails were definitely my thing for a while.
Nice. Do you think those kind of slopestyle jumps, do you think that helped you when you decided to go more freeride route?
Yep, totally. Yeah, it's a similar feeling and concept of like looking at a new jump and visualizing how you want to ride it and then making it happen and trusting your confidence and your skills.
Coming from a bit of a racing mountain bike background, how did you then decide to kind of turn it to freeride?
I think when I got into mountain biking, racing was kind of the main route for like as an outlet to be competitive in the sport and like push yourself. So I kind of was drawn to that. But then in my free time, I just spent my time hitting jumps, building jumps, riding gnarly stuff. So I wasn't really even practicing for racing when I was racing. It was just like free ride in my own time and then racing as an outlet to be competitive in the sport. And then kind of started doing the free ride stuff more like in the public stage when formation happened and like producing my own videos and especially working with transition, and just kind of jumped into that direction fully.
Definitely. Which kind of leads me to Transition Family. How did that come about? Because, I mean, you're a Red Bull athlete. You're one of the most famous female mountain bikers, let alone mountain bikers in the world. But you also hold down a job. So what do you do for them? And, do you even need to work for them?
Yeah, actually, I don't think a lot of people know that in addition to being an athlete for Transition, I'm also an employee. Full-time, I work in the marketing and branding department. And the roles as a marketing employee and an athlete mesh together super well. So it feels very like cohesive, not like I have a job and then I'm also a mountain biker on the side. And working for Transition has been incredible. Like they're super supportive of me and have helped really push me to pursue freeride and take it in directions that I want to. And I'm also learning a lot, getting to actually work for a company, and my team is amazing. I love working with them.
What even does a typical day for HB look like?
I'm usually working in the office on admin stuff, as I call it, which means just prepping, answering emails for my athletes' work, and then also for transition on the marketing team. And I also try and get on my bike at least once a day. Sometimes I'll be in the gym or out trail building as well.
And it seems like where the TRHQ is, so close to the trail.
Yeah.
So you guys probably get out for rides together.
Yeah,
pretty
quite
often.
a bit. Totally. Yeah, we're really close to like South Galbraith. We just moved to our new location this summer, and it's been super rad.
All right, Hannah, you're a busy girl. When you're not working down at Transition or, out on a big photo shoot or film project, what are you doing for fun?
I like to spend a lot of time skiing in the winter. It's definitely a big passion of mine. I also spend a lot of time just hanging out, riding with friends here in town. And I also love to build trail.
That's pretty awesome. Are you building a lot of personal trail, would you say? Or do you go out on the local trail nights?
A little bit everything. I like to, go help out in the community. We built like Blue Steel last year, which was an amazing project. I like to just build stuff that I think will be fun to ride, or maybe for a photo or video project.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, now that you said that, I think we should just get to some riding. What do you say? See? All right, Hannah, let's talk about the bike. We've got your TR11 here. I can see that it's a medium because it's got a nice sticker there. But for the viewers at home, how tall are you?
I'm about 5'7".
So you just got back from Freeride Fiesta. Obviously, you set your bike up a little bit differently today, but how are you running it down there for those massive hits and dry conditions?
Yeah, I didn't change any of the components on the bike, but I definitely changed the setup. The biggest thing is the suspension, the tires. So I bumped up the pressure in my shock to like 250, which is quite a bit higher than I normally run. And the fork up to like 150, also way higher than I normally run. And then also bumped up compression, slow down the rebound, just make it so it's really planted and stable and doesn't move a lot for those big hits.
Are you running any tokens or air volume spacers in the shock or the fork?
Yeah, I have I have a couple of volume spacers in the shock, and I also have a special tune on it. It's a high tune, which is RockShox, high compression, so high speed compression and slow rebound. So it's just a little more skewed than the normal shock towards those adjustments.
That's really nice. And did you kind of come up with that yourself based on your previous experiences, or did you have a RockShox mechanic kind of help you there?
Both. I felt how I wanted the shock to be for big jumps, and then had a RockShox mechanic help me dial it in.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good tools to have when you're out there basically risking your life on those types of features. So looks like everything worked out pretty good for you. I think I only saw one tiny evidence of a crash.
Not too bad. Yeah, I made it out pretty clean.
Nice. Do you want to run us just through your tire selection there, what you're running and how many PSI? Because as you said, you run them a bit firmer.
Yep. Yeah, here I run like mid-low 20s, and out there I was running like 45, 50 PSI. And I'd run the same tires in both places, just the pressure's way higher. But I run a WTB, Verdict, and Judge.
What sort of components, bars, stem, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I got Tenet bars and pedals, and these are actually my pro model color, which I'm just releasing very soon, which I'm stoked on. And then I've got Weir 1 Strife downhill rims and the Industry 9 Hydra hubs. And then I run a SRAM Code RC brakes and drivetrain.
Nice. What's the rise on those bars? Do you know if
I want to say they have 40 mils roughly. Yeah, so pretty tall.
Sweet.
I definitely like a tall setup on my bikes, all of them, even the trail bikes.
And then how wide are you running your bars? You're a tall lady.
I run about 760 millimeters. Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like having a little shorter is kind of nice for jumps and doing tricks, because you can maneuver the bars for a table or different things. Yeah.
Definitely. A little more SRAM componentry on your bike, Hannah. Tell us about the rest of those bits.
Yeah, I've got a SRAM EXO downhill drivetrain. I think it's a 7-speed cassette, super dialed.
Tell us about your sticker collection.
Yeah, my friend Sophie, who is 11, she's a shredder. We filmed a video together with TGR this fall. She gave me these cool stickers. And I also have this cool top cap of my cat Garba.
I love it. In comparison to riding something like Freeride Fiesta or Dark Horse even, big compressions, what sort of PSI are you running here in the Northwest for just your average trail?
In the shock. Yeah, in the shock I run normally I think like a 175 PSI, so quite a bit different for hitting big jumps versus having like that supple trail feel. And then in the fork, I think I've got like 115 PSI.
And do you change that special high tune? Like you would take that?
I don't change the tune, but I'll just adjust the like low speed compression and the high speed compression and rebound a little bit for trail riding.
Nice. Thank you so much, Hannah. That was a rad time today. Nice to check out the bike, learn some more about that. I'll take some notes myself. Don't think I'll be implementing them anytime soon, but I say we get out of the forest. It's a bit dark.
Let's do it.
All right. Just got out of the forest and we are right on time because the sun is setting. I had such a good day out there with Hannah, getting to hang out, do a little bit of riding, and also learning more about her bike setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned a little thing or two for yourself, and if you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel.